How's it going, YouTube? Navy Sooner here. Today, we've got some quad rail action. This is the Monstrum Tactical Extended Quad Rail Drop-In Handguard. When I started this project, which is a buddy's firearm, and I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do for the good enough AR build, I reached out to Monstrum Tactical because I really liked this handguard, and I said, hey, I'm wanting to do this for a video and a build. Is there any way that you might be able to toss me one? And they said, yeah, definitely. We want to help you out. I really appreciate them sending this to me, and I just needed to let y'all know that this is provided for free by Monstrum Tactical for me. I really appreciate the fact that they took a chance on me. My channel is still in its infancy apparently, even though I've been doing it for a while now, but small amount of subscribers, and well, they took a chance, and I really appreciate that. I'm hoping that you will believe that I have no bias when it comes to me reviewing this handguard itself, because I was going to purchase it if they said no anyways. Since this is the good enough AR build, I figured that this rail would be perfect for this build, keeping it budget-minded. Monstrum Tactical, if you don't know, is a budget-minded company. They want to put out good products for a budget price. Budget doesn't necessarily mean bad, it just means lower priced. They might have to cut corners here and there to make it lower priced, but they still are trying to put out a good product. On Monstrum's website, this handguard goes for $59.95, and you get two options. You can either get black, or you can get like the FDE coyote color. They don't specify the name of the color on their website, but it's FDE. UTG makes a similar drop-in handguard like this, but A, good luck finding it, and B, it's about $40 more. Before we go any further into the video, I'd like to let you know that I have a Patreon account and I have a Subscribestar account. Both of them are Navy Sooner, and if you like my content and you'd like to see my channel keep going, it'd be greatly appreciated if you donated to me. I don't really get much anyways off there. I'm really wanting to keep this channel going, but the prices of everything going up and the fact that there's not a lot of people in the industry that want to work with me because I'm so small. Again, thank you, Monstrum Tactical. Price of this channel is expensive, and it would be greatly appreciated if you could donate to me. Also, go check out Life, Liberty, Pursuit of Happiness clothing. They have an Instagram page. I will put the name down below, and I'm pretty sure I put it somewhere around here already. But Life, Liberty, Pursuit of Happiness, he is a small fledgling company, and he really needs help getting going, and go check them out on Instagram. It seems to me that lately, quad rails have been making a huge comeback in the gun industry. They're backed by popular demand. This quad rail is a drop-in, and you can take a budget AR or an AR that has an M4 style handguard and make it kind of look like the Sopmod M4A1 Block 2 AR. It doesn't have that like brown color from Daniel Defense, but you can make it look like it, and it's pretty damn sexy if you ask me. This handguard on the Palmetto State Armory upper gives you that Block 2 look for a very good budget, especially without the sticker shock of building a Sopmod M4A1 Block 2 clone. Those DD handguards are really fucking expensive. And if you can't stand the fact that people go with budget builds based on their income or preference, then you can take that Sopmod Block 2 handguard and shove it right up your ass and let all the different Picatinny rails on it rip all of the ribs on your asshole on the way in and out. That's not a slight at Daniel Defense. Daniel Defense, I'm sure, makes a really good handguard. That is a slight at people being dickwads. This rail is a 3-piece drop-in handguard, and it is for rifles that have the retention ring back here and have like the regular plastic handguards. This one also, since it's extended, goes over your front sight base. There are some rifles out there that have a gas block with a pick rail on it, and this goes right over that. Now, you do need to know that this does not fit on the Ruger AR-556. Just so you know, if you have a Ruger AR-556 and you're thinking about this rail, it doesn't work unless you want to do some modifications to the rail and the gun. The top piece is all one piece, and it has a cutout to go over the front sight base / gas block here. And it extends probably 4 or 5 slots. I just don't want to take off this flashlight right here for the video. The 2 remaining pieces of the handguard are underneath, and they only hold the bottom rail. So the side rails are built into the top piece, and in my opinion, the more sturdy parts of the rail. The bottom rails are screwed in from the top using Allen keys, and it is very, very easy to install this handguard. And there is also a cutout here for the sling swivel that is attached to the front sight base. I chose not to use the front sling swivel, but you're more than welcome to use it, especially later on when I show you my choice of sling that I used for this rifle. All 4 sides of this quad rail are number marked. The numbers are not the same on each side. The sides go up to 24, the top goes up to 18, and the bottom goes to 22. The barrel is pretty concentric with the rest of the handguard and looks fairly centered in my opinion. It is made out of 6061 aircraft grade aluminum, and it is very sturdy. What I did was mount my Holosun IR / visible laser to the side rail here because I couldn't get it in the front. And we'll talk about that later, but I mounted it to the side rail here, and I dropped it from this height, just below chest and above waist, so midway between the chest and the waist, and I dropped it twice. That was after I zeroed it and shot a group. That is a 3-round impact at 25 yards. This is the first shots. I'm about to drop the gun to see if the handguard holds up. Now I shot a group immediately after I picked it up, and I feel that I didn't aim at the same spot that I did before, making it look like the laser had lost 0. It looks like it shifted a little bit. We will see. I'm going to shoot 3 more rounds, not so rapidly. I shot an additional group, and I made sure that I was holding in the same spot, and it did not lose 0. When I slowed down and took my time, I got the shots back in the same place. Now, if it does lose 0, who knows? It could be the laser, it could be the handguard. But with the abuse that this gun is more than likely going to see, it's just fine. It works just fine with the zeroing, because this is not going to be a go-to-war gun unless it absolutely has to be. My buddy is going to be using this rifle as a home defense slash hunting rifle, and he is hoping that it never has to be a go-to-war rifle. Also, most people that use this rail and this gun will not be having nods or using IR lasers anyways. But if they needed to, this held zero with the drop I did, the 2 drops that I did with it. Now, there are 2 things that I dislike about this rail, but they're very nitpicky, and they don't change the fact that I like this rail overall. I don't know what they use for a finish on this rail, but I do know that it comes off fairly easily. I'll take some right here where I had the QD attachment. It has screw markings right there, and it was fairly simple, or it was fairly easy for it to come off. And there's other spots where I mounted things and the finish has come off from those spots. Now, I will say that I have had other handguards that are much more expensive than this handguard, and their finish wasn't exactly the best either. It's not that it's the best, it's just the finish came off real easily, especially when you were mounting things, taking them on and off the rifle. The second dislike that I have for this handguard is I wish that they had a couple more spots here for the 1913 rail in the front of the sight post, because it would have been nice to mount the laser to the top in the front here rather than on the side, but that's nitpicky. You could put it on the side and it held just fine. It would just make it look a little bit better with the laser on top here rather than the side, and it wouldn't be sticking out as much to be able to snag something. But all very nitpicky, and the way that these Olight flashlights can attach to these quad rails, that's actually a perfect spot for it. And he's not going to use the laser, like I said before. Now, in the future, when I purchase another one of these rails to use for my own personal use, it would still be nice to have the laser be able to be on the front there. But like I said, it still held zero on the side. Neither of these dislikes are deal breakers at all, because like I said, you can mount the laser somewhere else. And when I buy another quad rail from Monstrum and throw it onto a upper like this, I'm more than likely going to paint the whole gun. Anyways, therefore the finish really doesn't matter. This handguard, especially around the front sight post, gets pretty damn hot when you are firing large strings of fire multiple times, but it doesn't get any hotter than any other rail that I've used before in the past, and it's nothing that gloves don't fix. In fact, most of the time that I'm shooting, I'm wearing gloves. If you ever have any issues with this rail, like say it breaks or just something like it doesn't line up correctly, Monstrum Tactical has a lifetime warranty, and you can contact them and they will send you a replacement. Now I'm going to go over how I have this rail set up. It's minimal, obviously, but I have an Olight flashlight here with its little mount. This is the Olight Warrior X, and it's perfect for reaching up and pressing the button. I'm wanting to put a vertical grip on here, and I'm thinking about purchasing the hand grip that Monstrum Tactical has. When I get into the video of the Good Enough AR and how I put the rest of it together, I wanted to use quick detach for the sling attachment method. I have a Midwest Industries quick detach mount here and a quick detach from Midwest Industries because it came with it. And I chose to use another small company called Morgan Made Solutions. I watched a video on their slings on Codaboy 32. I went and ordered them, and they're actually a really good price. This was $25 for the sling. Badass, right? You can use other means of attachment with the sling swivel here, and I've seen people use paracord here on the front sight post. I've also seen paracord wrapped around right here. In fact, Morgan Made Solutions video, they used paracord wrapped around one of these spots in the rail. So that's the setup of how I have this rail set up. Y'all saw that I had the laser on the side here, but it's no longer there because he's not going to be using lasers. I just wanted it to show how rigid this Handguard actually is. All in all, this Handguard is, in my opinion, totally worth the price of $59.95. It holds zero, it looks good, and it gives you plenty of mounting options for accessories for your AR-15. I don't think you could go wrong with this rail at all. The only people that think you could go wrong with this rail are the haters, and you know that I hate haters and I like to talk shit on them. So fuck the haters. This rail is amazing for the price. And if you have an M4 with the plastic handguard still, I would go to Monstrum Tactical's website. And I believe you can find Monstrum products on other websites. And you can find Monstrum products on Amazon, but I couldn't find this handguard on Amazon. But still, go buy this Monstrum Tactical rail. It's great, and I'm going to purchase one for another rifle for myself in the future. I am still really grateful to Monstrum Tactical for taking a chance on me, and I'm hoping that I get to check out one of their LPVO scopes in the future. From what I've heard from people in the industry, online, on YouTube and other places, Monstrum Tactical's optics are pretty damn good for their prices as well. That being said, this handguard is awesome, and I'm not being biased because I'm going to go purchase one myself and throw it onto another gun. Anyways, Navy Sooner out. It seems to me lately that, sorry, watching hockey, Stars are in the Stanley Cup. What I did was I mounted my HoloSun IR/visible. What I did was mounted